Hi folks, and welcome to the next episode of The Franchise Entrepreneur. And in today's episode I want to just catch up really and really go over where I am at over the last into the first 6 months of this year. We're almost halfway through the year and I'm 3 months into my podcast, and I think this is number 17. So I thought I'd take this opportunity and just catch up on some of the things that we've achieved so far this year and what we're looking to do for the next 6 months. So this year so far we've obviously done 17 podcasts. We've probably only missed 1 week, so I'm pretty happy with the consistency. Seems to be going well. We're adding some new formats to the podcast, so we'll be doing some interview formats soon in the next few episodes. So hopefully we'll get some good guests on at various stages of their development in franchising and entrepreneur world. So I'm looking forward to that. That's again a new format for me. We're also looking to do video format, so we're going to get more videos out onto our YouTube, which will be short form and also longer episodes as well, which is pretty good, and we're already working on 4 of those episodes as we speak. So we're doing quite a bit on social. We need to step up what I'm doing on my personal Instagrams and Facebook, because we've not really concentrated too much on those, so that's going to be a key area for us, or for me personally. But in terms of the business, we've been pretty busy. We had a bit of a restructure early part of the year and brought in different management structure, so that's now bedding in. We signed Portugal Overseas Master Franchise and also a London Master Franchise and also Manchester and Greater Manchester Master Franchise. Now the thing with Master Franchises is that once you've signed, it can take a period of time for those to obviously come to fruition. So it's not like you get an instant gratification from these. It's great signing them, but then they can take up to 6 months before you really see any kind of sort of movement and forward motion on them. So it takes a little bit of time to get that traction. Portugal are on the brink of opening both of their stores, and the first one should be open in mid-July and the second one a month later. So they've actually progressing quicker than the UK ones. London is just waiting for final confirmation on planning on one of its stores, and a second one is a potential acquisition of an existing noodle bar, and we expect probably both of those open towards the back end of the summer. So it takes a while, when you consider we signed both of those in February, and Manchester we've only recently signed. Manchester will probably take a little bit longer to get some traction, so we're not really expecting too much from that until towards the end of the year. But it is forward motion, and that's the most important thing. We've also launched 4 virtual kitchens this year. So we've launched our rib and salt brand, Gofo, ramen and artisan wrap. So those 4 are all up and running, and we've rolled them out to nearly all of our stores now, and they're progressing well. In fact, they have been partly responsible for our year-on-year sales up in most of our stores at 20%. So overall we're around about 15%, but that's pretty good. That's pretty good for an established brand to still be hitting those kind of double-digit sales increases. And the increase in revenue is straight onto our bottom line, more or less, because it hasn't led to any increase in our wages or overheads, which was always the aim of it, which is great. And we also have the big one, which is our new restaurant sit down concept, which is Dodo, which is Neapolitan pizza, traditional pizza, cooked in a wood burning oven, which I'm really excited about because it's basically underneath our head office in Chester, so very convenient for me to pop down and have my favourite pizza. So I'm looking forward to that opening, which will be opening towards the end of July, around about the 20th of July. We've got an amazing head chef who's got 15 years experience, Italian chef who's got 15 years experience in doing traditional Neapolitan pizza. So again, really excited about that. The whole team can't wait to get the place open. It's really coming along and it's starting to look the part now. We've just had our neon delivered for the walls. It's looking really good. It's not a big restaurant. It's only going to seat about 62 people. And it's the first of this concept, so it's a pilot. If it does well, we will look to expand on this, probably not until it's had a good run. So we'll probably be looking at around this time next year for looking for the second site, assuming that this one does well. And once we've got this one open, I'm going to take a summer break and leave my management team to consolidate, let things settle in, and then when I come back the end of September, we will be looking at creating 2 new concepts, both of which will be within existing sites. So again, we will be sweating our physical assets and our physical sites as much as possible to bring in additional revenue streams. The first one is going to be, actually, I'm again really excited about this. It will be in our Liverpool store, Bold Street. We have an upstairs, it's quite a large upstairs that isn't being utilised other than for some storage. So we are looking to turn that into a sit-down Asian fusion restaurant, which is likely to be a combination of our gofo, our ramen and our wok and go concept, but for sitting in. So it will bring all of those 3 together under the one roof for sitting in on plates and cutlery, which may sound odd, but if you know our wok and go concept, you'll understand that we do it on our noodle boxes for largely takeaway. So this is a move away from that, and again, it's just utilising the space that we've got, utilising the staff that we've got. It certainly would not be, I'm not expecting any increase in our costs or not significant increase in our costs other than some waitress staff, and we are going to create a bar upstairs as well, and it will probably have very much the format of if you can imagine a Thai street food decor where you'll have lamps hanging off the ceiling and bicycles hanging off the walls and things like that. So it's going to look really cool. So really looking forward to that, and that will hopefully we'll certainly have that open by sometime in October, possibly November, and we'll be looking at one other concept, which will be a fairly simple concept that will fit into an existing site that we've got in our Leeds University, which will sit alongside our Wok and Go site, and again we'll be just maximising the use of the space that we've got there and creating a concept that we think will sell well within the university. And at the moment we are considering a churro concept, so we think that would go down really well with students and is relatively a simple concept to implement. And if that one goes well, we've got probably at least 2 or 3 other sites that we can implement that type of concept in as well. So quite a busy end to the year, and if we get to the end of this 2019 and we've done all of those things, I think we can say it's been a pretty productive year. In terms of store outlets that we would have increased approximately by 5 stores, so that's looking at between 20 and 30% increase in our store numbers, which is good. And if we can maintain the 15 to 20% year-on-year sales increase, then that's I'd be pretty satisfied with that. I also have one other plan in the back of my mind, which is kind of more of a personal sort of target, and that's really to implement an additional business on Amazon, so buying and selling on Amazon, which I'm hoping to, this is a completely different type of business and is a completely different business model. So, there's quite a learning curve to be had on this one, which I'm going to do some courses on and hopefully pick up some tips and learn and knowledge and learn how to do that, and you guys will come along for the ride as well, and I'll let you know how that one goes. But yeah, I'm hoping to have that launched before the end of the year, or at least piloted, and hopefully see how that goes. And also obviously continue and increase the exposure of the Franchise Entrepreneur podcast and its reach, and also increase my personal mentoring tutorship, which I've recently been doing, and I've got a couple of people signed up for on the Franchise Entrepreneur mentorship, so that's going pretty well, and hopefully I'll expand on that by the end of the year as well. So yeah, it's quite a busy year, which is funny because when you write it down on a piece of paper and you look back on it, it does look quite busy, but I always feel that I can do more than that. The team can do more, so who knows, I may even introduce a few other things, but I'm trying to curb that enthusiasm for the moment and concentrate on these core products, and hopefully at the end of the year all of those will look pretty good. So that's where we are at the moment. This is what we're looking to do for the remainder of the year, and I hope your year is equally as productive and that you're hitting your targets and you're doing well. If you're not and you're interested, as I've just mentioned, I do private mentorship, all part of the Franchise Entrepreneur mentorship, and if you want to know more about it, then do reach out and I will be in touch and send you some information on it. But in the meantime, until the next Franchise Entrepreneur podcast, take care, and remember, don't let your reality get in the way of your dreams.